All right, what's going on, guys? I got a pretty good reaction to my last video or my restarting of talking about fitness more on the channel and throughout social media. And today I really want to dive into rest breaks because I feel like there's so much bad information out there about rest breaks. I feel like everyone's heard someone say rest 45 to 60 seconds for hypertrophy muscle gains, rest 3 to 5 minutes for strength training, rest under 30 seconds for endurance training. And there might be some merit to that, but in reality, it's just very limited thinking. So let me explain. So, if we really look into the context of what we're trying to do with hypertrophy training, the basic idea is we're trying to create the maximum stimulus possible for the target muscle, right? So, when it comes to strength training, we're doing that. When it comes to hypertrophy training, we're doing that just in different ways to get there. But those different ways don't necessarily equate to rest time or rest break. We're trying to put the maximum stimulus into the muscle to make it grow, to make it bigger. Thus, if I'm resting 40 to 60 or 45 to a minute and 15 seconds, what does that do? Other than just give you an arbitrary number of I rested for X amount of time, or if you want to track your rest breaks to make sure that you're progressing based upon a specific period of time, great. But that specific range of 45 to 60 seconds or somewhere around that area, completely irrelevant. What should you be focusing on for your rest breaks? How prepared are you to hit your next set for maximum output? Especially in the last video, how we talked about not doing a gazillion sets to stimulate the muscle. Now we're talking about how can we get the most effective training out of the sets that we're doing. If you're only resting 45 seconds, how effective do you think your sets will be, especially if you're doing squats with 450 pounds or 500 pounds? 45 seconds later, are you going to be able to repeat that performance and use maximum output? No. Why? Because your muscles haven't recovered yet, especially the bigger and stronger you get, the more time you're going to need to recover. I'm not saying rest for 5 hours between your sets. Obviously, there's some cadence and some flow to it, but maybe you rest 15 minutes between heavy sets of squats to perform and have output for the following sets so you can get the maximum stimulus into the muscle. And for me, sometimes I'll rest upwards of 15 minutes between heavy sets of 10 on squats, heavy sets of 10 on deadlifts. I'll rest 15, 20 minutes and make sure that I'm ready to perform. And then another 15, 20 minutes after that, probably wouldn't be able to hit a second or third set with that performance. But you have to think, how can I get the maximum stimulus out of this set? How can I get the utmost performance out of this set? Because I only have a limited amount of sets to get the required stimulus. What can I do to make sure that performance and output and training and delivery is the best that it can be? Is it an arbitrary number? Or is it when I'm ready to go? And like I said, there is some variance in rest breaks that can cause you to rest excessively long or excessively longer compared to last session. Thus, you think you're progressing, but you're really resting longer. There might be something to that, but at the end of the day, if you're still performing and delivering and progressing without getting cold and obviously resting for far too long, I don't see a problem with resting a little bit longer in the following sessions if you can perform, deliver, and have output for the maximum stimulus between and through and during your sets. That's the idea. That's the intent. It's not about rushing through your workout and crunching in a bunch of volume and getting in and out of the gym within a certain anabolic window. It's about getting the maximum stimulus with the required sets that you have so you can focus on what truly matters: progression.